This is the gorgeous Kathryn Danzey. She is my expert that I turn to when I need to know about supplements and healthcare and all this sort of thing. So over to you, Kathryn. Tell me a little bit about how you got into this wonderful beauty industry.
Well, it is such a fascinating industry, Daniel, isn't it? Because there are just so many areas that you can be involved in these days. It's not when I first trained 40 years ago, and it was a pot of cold cream, a bit of blue eyeshadow, but that was the whole thing. The industry fascinated me, and at 16 I used to be, well, younger than that, but at 16 I first went out, my first little job within the industry. I used to collect all my mum's makeup, lipsticks and things, and all the friends used to donate them to me. But I used to go out and basically just do party plan with creams because I just thought it was so interesting.
Did you like those products, or was that why you chose them?
At the
to
time,
sort of represent and sell them?
At the time, it was just a way that I could get into the industry. I think they were a little bit different, to be honest. I doubt that the company is still around nowadays, but they were all natural because I've always liked natural things.
Right. Why is that then?
I've always felt that the body would respond to something that's more natural. And don't get me wrong, I'm not averse to having creams with, when we say chemicals, everything's a chemical, isn't it? So yes, I like organic things, but I wouldn't be averse to having a cream that wasn't 100% natural if it was going to make me look good.
Sure.
So, but I found it quite inspiring. And I always wanted to train in beauty, but in those days my parents thought it was a sensible thing to go off. Well, first of all, do my A-levels, go off to college and do a secretarial course, which has been great.
It's a proper job.
A proper job, because I could do my books later on. I think I'm totally totally unemployable because I've always worked for myself. But then, I saved the money to go down to college in London. And I managed to pay my way through while I was down in London. And it was just amazing to be working within the beauty industry. And it was really quite a forward-thinking company. It was college at that time. It was a private college. And it was quite forward-thinking because they'd already got equipment and things. So it was fascinating to see how equipment could overlay natural things as well.
So what sort of equipment are you talking about? And how did equipment and natural products work together?
Yeah. In those days, I don't think I really made the link then.
We are talking this century. When Kathryn says those days, we're probably talking the 70s.
No, we're not talking this century, are we? We're talking the last century.
Oh, right, okay.
You were about the last century too.
Oh, yeah, of course, the last century, 19-something. Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
I think it was 1977 when I actually went to college. That's quite funny, that. It was things like radio frequency, and they're still around in different sort of ways now, but the equipment industry's moved on so dramatically.
The galvanisation.
All that sort of thing.
Love it.
Yeah, definitely.
Very effective.
I was useless at electrolysis. My hand used to tremble, so I couldn't bear the thought of hurting anybody, so I couldn't do that. So I went really, I think, a little bit more down the holistic route at the time because I was fascinated by how just helping and heal, you could help to heal. When I say heal, obviously, not diseases and things, but you could create well-being within people. I sort of went off, because I qualified in beauty therapy, I did stage makeup courses and things like that because the whole thing I just thought was incredible. I also did aromatherapy at the time when doctors would say, well, what a load of rubbish. I did aromatherapy and reflexology.
Yeah.
And that, again, now I still love in the oils and things, and the kids know if anything's wrong, if they stung themselves with something, get lavender oil. Even the grandchildren will use it. So I qualified in that, and I seem to lean towards sort of massage, reflexology and aromatherapy at the time.
You're a bit of a hippie, really. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but if you think about the 70s and it was all flower power, natural, and obviously new chemicals were coming onto the market, and I think that what is amazing is that what you've believed in from the 70s, and what even when you were younger, you like the more natural way of treating things, the more holistic side. what I think is fascinating is that the market today wants that, embraces it, accepts it.
Hasn't it?
Yeah,
so much so.
So, you know, even Prince Charles, I know, absolutely loves his aromatherapy, and you can get alternative treatments now on the National Health. It's been fully recognised, you know, for the last 10, 15 years, which is absolutely fantastic. So, going back to your journey, because I love hearing that. So, college, and then you started working with beauty machines, using natural ingredients within treatments that you learnt at college. And then where did that take you from there then?
Well, from there, we sort of, as we journeyed, I was sort of more, I did my thing, working on massage and treatments and so on. My husband was always more, Robert, who we actually run the business together, he was more involved in sales. And so he'd come home with me and say, I've seen this idea, I've seen that idea. And one day he came home and it was a company that was selling all sorts of different things. There was skincare, there was some supplements in it. And the doctor behind it was very forward thinking. He'd created supplements and there were really amazing names. There was like an energy product that was called Turbocharge. Everything was so clever with names.
Sounds American.
No, it wasn't actually. It was a British company, unusually. And he created some products, and I couldn't even remember the names of the actual products now. But they were basically to make skin nicer.
Right.
I thought, wow, this is fantastic, because I was mixing all these different herbs up and things, you know, to make what we wanted. But suddenly somebody had thought to put it in a tablet. I thought, this is so clever to do. The company didn't stay around for very long, as like a lot of new companies, it didn't stay around. But we just started on this journey. I thought, well, actually, that is fascinating, because it's everything that I believe in. But if you can give somebody a tablet, because basically in the UK, until very recently, we've not been good at looking after our health. We were, if we were ill, it's like, well, we'll go to the doctors, get a quick fix.
Yeah.
Whereas now people are actually saying, well, we need to prevent this. And that's where we've always come from. If we can give people, show them just different ways of being healthier, then, you know, gradually some people will adopt it, some people won't. And then he came, as he did, he'd sort of been to speak to somebody, and they got a collagen tablet. So I'm like, but it was for joints. And so we'll try it. We used to try everything, you know, we'll give it a try and see what we think. I'm thinking, well, actually, my skin's beginning to look a bit better, my body's a bit firmer. I'm thinking, well, this is just me. And I've mentioned to Rob, he went, no, he says, I feel a bit better too. So that is, but I started to research that, and it was just going on in the background.
When are we talking? What year was this?
We're talking about, this would be at the end of the last century, just before the noughties.
Right.
So, but then in the meantime, he'd on his journeys, and whenever he comes home, I think, oh dear, you know, whenever he says, oh, I found something, I think, oh. This
is Rob, just to remind you, this is Rob,
this
Kathryn's
is my husband.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, oh, what is he up to now? And he came back and he said, there's a machine and it removes hair permanently. I went, give over, what a load of rubbish. So I found some of the clinics up that we knew, because we were sort of like working with clinics, supplying them sort of like different bits of equipment and products and things. And I found some of the clinics up. I said, is there something? And he said, oh, it's brilliant, but you need to have really big ice packs. I'm like, pardon?
Big ice packs?
Ice packs.
Right.
I'm like, pardon? He said, well, it burns, so you need to put these big ice packs on. I'm like, Rob, forget that. I am not going out. If somebody's got, you know, a problem with the hair, I can't go out and burn them.
That's right.
I just can't do it. It's not in me. And then he said, well, there's this other company. And I went down to see the scientists behind it, because it's like, don't tell me, show me. And he sort of did my arm and did my hand for rejuvenation.
With a laser or?
Well, it was intense pulse light, slightly different. Laser traditionally was very much more aggressive. The machines have changed now. Intense pulse light is a light that flashes on and off so quickly, but you can't see the you can't actually see the flashing.
Right.
You just see one pulse of light. So we went to see, and the results for this machine were just so phenomenal. So I finished up being a laser trainer. I'd be sort of like training all over the country, but in the meantime working on the nutrition with the girls in the clinics, asking them to try different things while they were actually treating.
Were you making these supplements at home, just in the kitchen?
No. Just we were doing it through diet more than anything, and recommending certain things. So we're doing it through diet. But I always had this thing in my mind, because we'd used these collagen supplements so long before. I'm thinking, because there wasn't enough in the tablets, if you imagine how tiny a capsule is, to actually make a big difference. And so I'd read up on all the clinical trials that were out there, and all the trials said you need 10,000 milligrams. Now, through a quirk of fate, we met because our son was doing motorsport at quite a high level, and the guys that were looking after his nutrition, we started talking. And we were talking about hydration, because as you know, hydration is really important to what we do. And then I kept saying, well, I'd really like to talk about doing some supplements with you. And it's like, oh, what does she know, sort of thing. But then close season, they got a chance to look at what I was doing on a website, articles and blogs and things. I thought, well, maybe there's something behind this. So they phoned me up and said, well, yes, we can do something for you on the hydration now. I said, well, do you know what I really want you to do first is to create me this collagen drink. And because they were using collagen in supplements with physiotherapists for muscle tear, they felt that we had an avenue. Because at the time, when I first started thinking about it, we are going back to the ladettes. Do you remember when the girls still used to go out and booze?
Oh, right, yeah.
Sort of like they'd be knocking back the vodka shots, knocking back pints of beer. I thought, well, if I could create a drink, the girls would go out and have all the vodka shots and everything, but they'd come home and put some goodness back into the system.
Not just a bacon sandwich. Not just
a bacon butty. That would be the start of helping people to become more aware of what they were putting in them. And so I always had the name. They go out and have a vodka shot, they come back and have a collagen shot. And that was where the name came from. But I always felt that it was a way that you could encourage people to become more self-aware of what they were eating and drinking. Because if they could have this collagen drink and see that it was making a difference to the skin, and that they felt better, because most people that take it, as soon as you see yourself looking brighter and fresher, you feel as though you've got more vitality. So they felt better, they felt fresher. Maybe then we could introduce them to other products, like the hydration, like the protein drinks that we do, which in turn comes with a full program of just healthy eating. So that was really where we sort of started, and the collagen shots that we do is seen very much as our hero product, but we have got a full program that we're sort of journeying along. As you know, we introduce the hydration products, we introduce the protein products, and sort of now we've got omega-3s, vegan omega-3s, and we're just going further along that journey with more things to introduce along the way that very nicely is people are embracing, which is wonderful.
Well, I'm certainly a huge fan, and I've been taking collagen shots for years. But watch my next couple of videos. Thank you, Don, it's down to you. But watch my next couple of videos where I chat to Kathryn about ingredients and a couple of other interesting things that I think you'll like. So thank you, Kathryn, for that little
Thank you very much.
intro about yourself. And please watch the other videos.